What all will be revealed at the DC Fandom? Where does What If rank on my Marvel series list? And what is the best flavor of Coke? Well, I talk about all that and more on this episode of the Toddcast. Hello everyone and welcome to the Toddcast. As always, I'm your host, Todd McManus. And like you probably heard in the intro when I asked what is the best flavor of Coke, it is that time once again that we're going to be doing a not full episode drink review, but most of it. It's going to be a pretty big drink review. There's not going to be any questions from y'all, so sorry about that. Those are just going to build up for a little while, to get more. But there will be a big drink review. I've got 5 different drinks. And, of course, from what you heard, it is all 5 different flavors of Coke. Of course, one of them being normal Coke, and then 4 other flavors. I've never had any other flavor of Coke than normal and diet. But, I actually have different flavors of normal Coca-Cola. But that's going to be towards the end of the episode. Of course, there is a lot, or a good bit of stuff to talk about, because stuff just happens every week, and it's really hard to just skip out on something big that might happen, you know what I'm saying? So, the last time a big drink review like this actually happened, of course, if you remember, was the Mike's Harder Lemonade. That was back on episode 61, back on March the 6th, and of course, this episode coming out October 16th. That's a long time ago. This one's 93, so that was, 32 weeks ago? Good Lord. I still remember it, too. Being that was the first ever full episode drink review. But, I can't just get away with not talking about stuff anyway. So, I dialed it back. I didn't get alcoholic drinks this time. I got just regular old. I was trying to think. What's a drink that has a lot of different flavors that I can actually find locally? And I was like, I'll just do Coke, because, they have a million different things anyway. So, they have, all the flavors for normal, and then they have all the same flavors for Diet and Coke Zero. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into some news, just a little bit of news here and there. The DC Fandom is coming back on October 16th. It is actually happening the day this episode releases. For all of you people that like DC stuff, like Superman, and they're going to be talking about the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson, probably some animated stuff that's heading to HBO Max, anything like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's going to be happening. So, whenever you listen to this episode is when it's happening. So, this episode comes out the same exact day that the DC Fandom is going to be airing on whatever website it's on. I guess it's on DC.com. I'm not real sure. It's an online event with trailers. It's going to be talking about their newer video games that are coming out that are DC, like the next Batman game. Then we have The Batman. We also have the Flash movie, which has Michael Keaton returning as an older Bruce Wayne Batman. That'll be interesting to see what happens there. So, and anything else they want to announce. They should really... I think, honestly, they should go back and announce the Snyderverse should keep going, because they should, because the end of Snyder's Justice League left open a lot of stuff that could happen, you know what I'm saying? But with all of that, it's just happening. So, October 16th, this Saturday, the day that this episode comes out, is the DC Fandom, so you can go check that out if you want to. Also happening, I don't know when this is happening actually. If you're in the gaming world, or if you're a gamer, or if you like playing video games, you've probably heard of these. Of course, these are older games, but of course they've made sequels throughout the years. Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, so those are all 3 different games, apparently are now going to be made with definitive editions, and all 3 of them will be releasing sometime soon. I don't know the exact day. They haven't announced a day. Rockstar officially announced, because that's the company that makes the Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead games. They announced that, and because so many people are still waiting on Grand Theft Auto 6 to happen because people are kind of sick of 10 years of Grand Theft Auto 5 or more, I think. Because Grand Theft Auto 5 came out. I remember playing it on the PS3 when it came out, and then I think I got it for the 4 whenever it was remade or remastered for the 4, and then it's currently being remastered for the 5. So, like, I don't know. They made Grand Theft Auto 5, and then they started working, of course, and were moving forward with Red Dead Redemption 2, and then, which is a stellar game, awesome story, just great. It's so realistic looking, and it's very good. Like, I can't say anything else good about it because it's just so amazing, you know. But Red Dead Online for Red Dead 2 was not good. Some people said it was broken, and some people's like, you try to like get your posse together and make money, but it's very hard because the economy in that game sucks. So it's like, it's hard to make money because you make like pennies off of like killing a dude or whatever, and then they give you like a gold nugget, and then gold nuggets aren't hardly worth anything if you don't have a lot of them, you know. So that flopped, the online part, but they kept pushing. There's like updates every single year of Grand Theft Auto Online, and it has evolved. It's one of like the best and top-notch online games ever, is Grand Theft Auto Online. And not to mention, like, GTA 5 has one of the best campaign stories, in my opinion, ever. I really like it. The 3-player between Michael, Trevor, and Franklin, they're so awesome. Like, they're all 3 different characters. You can play as either one of them. You play as all of them throughout the story, of course. And then it's just this big open world island that you just chill out and go do stuff on, you know. But many people are ready for GTA 6, and then they announce, they're like, hey, we have these older games we might be doing, like GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, which are, of course, classic PlayStation 2 games. I think I've played every one of them. I think I own every one of them, too. And they came out in, like, the early 2000s, and they're very good. I've never finished any of them because, I mean, I played them when I was a kid, and back then, you know, whenever you're, like, if you're under the age of 10 and you're playing a video game that has a long story like a Grand Theft Auto game, I don't stay in it. Like, because I'm a kid, so it's like there's so many other games that I want to play, and like if I get bored of it, I'll just go jump on, like, just start running around or whatever, or I'll just take that disc out and put in another game, or I'll just go and play like SmackDown versus Raw or something, you know, because I was real big into those as a kid too. And I mean, I had a lot of different games to play, but it's like I wanted to play all of them at once. So it's like in one day I'm playing like 5 different games, and you can't do that if you're doing that every day. You can't do that and try to beat a campaign in any of those. So it's like I played 3 probably the most, either that or San Andreas. I don't remember playing Vice City that much. But now they're making definitive editions, and if they make it to where the graphics look modern day, like they do in Grand Theft Auto 5, I think that would be really good. And I mean, I would like to get them, you know, because it's like I don't remember the story of each one of them. And these are 3, these like set in motion Grand Theft Auto as a franchise before Grand Theft Auto 4 came out around, I don't even remember when it came out, 2008 or 9 or something like that, with the character Nico in New York. Well, they called it Liberty City, but it's based off in, they can't say New York, so they call it Liberty City. And that game was amazing as itself, and then 5 was just a groundbreaking game because that game is like one of the most top-selling games ever. And like it sets records for like Grand Theft Auto 5, the video game itself, is like the most it's the best-selling piece of entertainment medium ever. If you understand that, like, it's made more money than any movie has ever had, any series, anything like that. Just out of all terms of entertainment, Grand Theft Auto 5 has made the most money because it's made billions and billions of dollars. Because people spend, like online, you can spend real life money to get these things called shark cards, and that's what they give you to give you millions of dollars in the game. So it's like if you spend $100 in real life money, you can get, I don't even remember how much it was. It was like 50 million or more, I think, or like 100 million, around there. It was like so much millions of dollars. So that way you wouldn't have to grind, because it takes a long time to beat missions and races and all that to just build up your money when you're getting a couple thousand here and there. So, but anyway, I'm still hyped for GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and GTA San Andreas whenever they came out with the definitive editions. I think it'll be really good, and I just can't wait to see what they do with those, actually. Also, I haven't mentioned this yet. I'm surprised I didn't even mention it last week with Jaron. Squid Game. Let's talk about this for a minute, because I knew about it before I watched. I watched it probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. I heard about it, and they were like, "Oh, this new show, Squid Game, is really good." And then more and more people started watching it, and I saw more posts on Instagram, and then I saw people talking about it like on Twitter and on TikTok, and I was like, okay, I gotta see what this show is. And then I told my dad about it, and he watched it, and he was like, you gotta watch this. So I binged watched it, basically. Squid Game is, of course, on Netflix. Each episode is like an hour long, and I think it's 8 or 9 episodes. I want to say 8. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but each episode's an hour long. The first half of the first episode is kind of boring because it's got to explain the main character's backstory, which I don't remember their names. I'm sorry, but I don't. I can remember their faces though, and I know who the main character is. And he had told his story about being in debt, and that he's just basically he's a loser is what he is. And with that, introduces the Squid Game, and that he could enter this game and make a lot of money. And that's basically all you knew about it. And then later on, you find out that they're playing 6 different kids' games, and if you lose, you're killed. Like, they kill them. Like it's literally like they're killing these people. And it's just these people that are so in debt, because it's in South Korea, and the Korean money is called won, apparently. And the way it works is that each person in the game is worth 100,000 won, and when you die, your 100,000 won goes into the jackpot, and whoever is the sole winner of the entire game gets all of the jackpot total amount of money, which ends up being, I think, 45.6 billion won, which apparently their money is like not good, because they were handing out dollar bills that were like 10,000 and 50,000 won, and I was like, geez, y'all's money must just not have any kind of like backing, like I think like our dollars are worth way more than one won, you know. But I loved it. I really did. It was a good show. I don't know if they're making a season 2. That hasn't been said yet. The director said he's currently working on movies, so it'll be a while, is what he said. If you haven't seen Squid Game and you have Netflix, you should definitely watch it. It is the number 1 most watched show in Netflix ever. I found that out like yesterday. That they said it's been streamed in like over 100 million households now, and it is now currently the most watched show on Netflix in the history of Netflix. like that's it, you know. But I liked it, you know. Like I said, if you haven't watched it, it's really good. Of course, it's rated R. It is in Korean. You can watch it dubbed over with English voiceover, and you could also watch it with subtitles if you want. It's just I watched it with the English dub. A lot of people said that you should just watch it with the original Korean voices with English subtitles instead, because apparently the English dubbed version, there were some words that didn't make sense. And a lot of it, like the dub version, the people who are doing the voiceovers don't put enough emotion in their voice for what is happening on the screen. So I don't know if they're watching, if that's how you do it. I don't know if you're watching the show while you're dubbing over the voice as a voice actor. I don't know what goes all into that. But if they didn't, they need to, because some of them are like, they're running and scared, but they're talking like this, and we need to run, and we need to get away from this incident that is currently happening right now. Like, that's the way it is. And they're like freaking out on the show, and you're like, well, you need to have more emotion in your voice, dude. It was still good. I still liked it. But yeah, so if you haven't watched Squid Game, you should definitely watch it. All right. Now it is time for me to give my official What If review. I'm going to be reviewing Marvel's What If Disney Plus series. If you have not seen the What If show, spoiler warning, you should. If you have Disney Plus, I don't know why you wouldn't have watched it by now, because the last episode was last Wednesday, and it is over now. It was 9-episode season. Season 2 was officially confirmed for next year. So, again, if you haven't seen it, spoiler warning, because I'm going to be talking about the finale and all that. So with What If, my favorite episode, I think I got to still... I really like the finale. I really do. The battle at the very end with all the... Well, they call themselves the Guardians of the Multiverse. I love that name. I really like the Guardians of the Multiverse. Of course, it is all canon, which means it all connects to the movies as well and other series. And I think the last episode, the season finale, was amazing, in my opinion. One of the best battles in Marvel, in the MCU as a whole. It really is. Even though it's animated, it's still awesome. And the Watcher, he's just a beast. And then, yeah, I mean, and what they did was that they just pulled out the main characters of each past episode and put them in a team to fight Ultron, because Ultron was trying to wipe out everything. Like, he already killed all the planets in his own universe, and now he was going to try and get rid of every living thing in every multiverse universe ever. Like, that's what he was doing. He was trying to kill everybody and just be him. And then Arnim Zola took over his body, and then Killmonger, of course, had to turn on him, because that's the only thing Killmonger knows how to do, I guess, is he wants to take over and be in control, which I don't even know what his plan is at this point. I don't even know what he was trying to do, because he was like, we can take back, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. But it was still really good. I liked it. Pulled out Gamora, and she was there next to Tony Stark, who was in the big Iron Man suit. They said they're going to do that episode in the next season, just to let y'all know. So, I just really liked it. There's not really much else I can say. I know that season 2 is going to be just as good, of course, or even better. I know they said it's going to be more current Marvel movies. Like, I think they said they might do something about Shang-Chi or the Black Widow movie. Yeah, that's about it, really. Maybe, like, more closer to Endgame type stuff, too. But, because most of these were, like, one of them had Infinity War, which was the zombies one. But all the others were not. Because a lot of them were about, like, the first Marvel movies, like the Avengers movie, and then the first Iron Man, Thor, and Hulk movie. They all happened in the same week. And they also unfrozen Captain America also in the same week. So Nick Fury had a very busy week that week. So, yeah, I mean, I can't really rank it on the list of the three past Marvel series we've already had with WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Loki. I can't really rank it against any of them because this show was completely different. Like, I can rank those three. I still enjoyed all of them as shows, too. They were, like, really good shows, and they pushed the narrative in the MCU. And they're just really good series. And, like, What If can't... I don't think you can compare What If to them. The only comparison is that they're just in the same universe, or in the multiverse, actually. So it's like, it all makes sense, you know, but like, I still love the What If show, and I think Loki is the best out of the other three, but I would not put these in the same category of having to be like, okay, out of these four series we've had, which one is your favorite? Even though What If, each episode was different, and then you just put them all together at the end and have a big battle, when Loki, WandaVision, and Falcon and Winter Soldier followed the same story all the way through. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I really love the show, though. I can't wait for season 2 next year, and the Guardians of the Multiverse is still a cool name. Like, I still really like it, you know. But with all that being said, the next thing that comes out from Marvel is Eternals on November the 6th. I think it's November the 6th. The 5th, which is a Friday, or the 4th if you want to be technical about it. Yes, Eternals comes out November the 5th, which is in 3 weeks. 3 weeks from this episode, is when the Eternals will be in theaters. Only in theaters. It doesn't have a Disney Plus deal. I will be seeing it and reviewing it that week as well, or the week after. I'm not real sure. But I can't wait for that movie too. Honestly, I'm hyped for that movie. The trailers look awesome. And Icarus, that's his name, Richard Madden's character, who shoots like yellow lasers. Like, he's like their version of Superman. I think he's going to be really good. I know Jon Snow is in it, and I know he's going to be good because he's supposed to be playing the character Black Knight. But in the trailers, he's not doing anything. He just looks like a normal jabroni. So I can't wait for that movie. And after that, I think it's Hawkeye premieres the last week of November, and then Spider-Man. So, wow. We're getting closer and closer. I'm just thinking, you know, it's like we're getting closer and closer to the Spider-Man movie, and the hype is still there. Like, it's not going to die down. So yeah, What If was really good. If you haven't seen it, of course, you should definitely check it out on Disney Plus. All episodes are available now. And Eternals on November the 5th is the next Marvel product we're getting. We're kind of laying off the Marvel stuff right now because, I mean, the next thing is a movie, and then we have a series premiere November 24th is when I want to say it is. It's the Hawkeye series, and then after that is the Spider-Man movie, which is December the 19th. Yeah, so wait. The 17th. That's when it is. December 17th is Spider-Man No Way Home. So, and we'll actually see if we get Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in the Spider-Man movie. So it'll be interesting to see if that actually happens. And I can't wait to see what else happens. I mean, just this year alone, even though we only have 2 movies and 1 series left, it's still like up in the air of what's going to happen. Like, the Marvel setting right now is going to be completely different compared to what it's going to be like after the Spider-Man movie. So, and we'll be on that for a long time, probably like a month or 2. I think we'll have the hype for it because, I mean, right after that, in February of next year, we got Doctor Strange. Or March, my bad. So December 17th is Spider-Man, and then in March 25th is Doctor Strange. May is Thor. July is Black Panther. And November is the Marvels movie, which is about Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. So, I mean, next year is already slated as a good year. I don't know all the series that are next year other than season 2 of What If, and that's it. And we'll find out more on Disney Plus Day, which happens soon, I feel like. I think it's in November, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah. So with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and dive into a drink review. That is right. I'm going to be reviewing 5 different drinks, and they are all normal Coca-Cola. But one of them is the normal Coke, and 4 of them are different flavors of that. And I will be reviewing them, of course, on the range of 0 to 100. Of course, I will be ranking regular Coke and all of its flavors that I have on the normal drinking scale from 0 to 100 with no decimals. And then, after that, I'm going to be ranking them against one another and let y'all know from 1 to 5 what is the best in my opinion and what is the worst. So, we're going to go ahead and start out with regular Coke, because, I mean, gotta have something to compare it to, you know what I'm saying? So, let me get this over here. So, regular Coke, let's hear it. Oh, that's nice. Sorry if I shattered anybody's eardrums with that. So, I mean, it's just, I got them all in different bottles. I just found all of these in different gas stations. So, regular Coke, let's give you a try. I haven't had regular Coke in probably a year or two, so, because I'm a Diet Coke kind of person. So, here we go. Regular, original taste, Coca-Cola. I mean, it's just Coke. I mean, there's really nothing too special about it. I mean, if you've had a Coke once, you know what the flavor is. The flavor hasn't changed since they took the cocaine out of it back in the old days. Oh, that's a lot of sugar. You can just taste the difference between it and Diet Coke. Like, if you drink Coke regularly and then you go to Diet Coke, you can tell something's missing. But I'm the opposite, where I'm drinking Diet Coke all the time, every day. And then I drink normal Coke, and I'm like, God, this is heavy. Like, it's all the sugar. Because it's like Diet Coke has no sugar. And this, how much does this have? Does it say? Total sugars, there's a lot of water. 65 grams. Good Lord. There's 65 grams of this? I mean, no wonder it's freaking heavy in my mouth. I mean, it's still good. Like, I used to drink the crap out of sugary drinks when I was younger. And it's like I'm only 22 and I've already somewhat given up that life. So, I mean, Coke, I'm just going to go ahead and put you in the middle for right now, because that's what you're going to be compared to. From the scale 0 to 100, where would I put you? I mean, I put you at a 94, because it's like, it's not my favorite drink, but I'm still putting it way up there because it's good. Like, if somebody gave me a Coke, I'm not going to whine and complain that oh, dang it, I got a Coke, you know? I'm not going to do that. And I mean, it's Coke. How can you go wrong with Coke? I mean, I know there are people that don't like Coca-Cola, any of their products, or just the normal Coke drink itself. But I mean, it's like one of the most perfect carbonated sodas ever, because it's Coke. I mean, everybody knows Coke. So, excuse me. There's going to be a lot of burping from here on out, because I got 4 other sodas to drink. So with that, normal Coke, you get a 94, and I'm just going to put you in the middle right now, because I don't know where you're going to rank against these other flavors. So, with that, these other 4 flavors that I'm going to bring out, I have never had before. I have only had normal, out of the normal Coke flavors, I've only had the regular original Coke. I've never had cherry or vanilla or anything else like that. I know people have said that it's good. I've had people recommend it to me before, but I've never drank it myself. So we're just going to start out with Coke Vanilla. Like I just said, I've never had any of these other flavors before. I don't know if they're... Hold on. Oh, that was nice. I don't know if they're going to be good or not. I am getting water everywhere. These bottles have been sitting out for this entire episode right now, but I got them right out of the fridge after that, and we're like, 30 minutes in so far? But it's like, they're all sweating, because it is starting to get warm in here. So Coke Vanilla, I've had a lot of people say that when they get a Coke from a gas station, like if you're on a road trip or something and you want a Coke, a lot of people have said this is their go-to, is the Coke Vanilla. I've never had it. I mean, I like vanilla stuff. I love vanilla ice cream and vanilla cake. So yeah, let's look at the back. Holy crap, this has more sugar? Normal Coke has 65 grams and vanilla has 70. But there's less sodium in the vanilla. What? So, okay, let me just let y'all in on a little something. Normal Coke has 75 milligrams of sodium, 65 grams of carbs, 65 grams of sugar with 240 calories per serving, which is the whole bottle. Because they're all plastic bottles. Vanilla has 60 milligrams of sodium, which is 15 less than normal Coke, 70 carbs, which is 5 more than normal Coke, and 70 grams of sugar, which is 5 more than normal Coke, and it has 260 calories, which is 20 more than a normal Coke. No wonder people like the vanilla one. So, Coke Vanilla, let's go ahead and give you a try then. It smells good. Oh, that is alarming with the amount of vanilla. Wow. Interesting. I am contemplating. That is wild. like, how do you do that? Coke Vanilla. Well done. I mean, I'm very, confused right now. I'm confused now more than I was when I took the ACT. So, I am getting wetness everywhere at this point. I'm only 2 bottles in so far, and I've got, half the table's wet. My pants are wet. Deadgummit, I mean. All right. Coke Vanilla, I rank that normal Coke way too high. Normal Coke, you're coming down to 92, actually, because Coke Vanilla, you're going to go to 93, and I am ranking you above normal Coke right now. That was really good, the vanilla, and it is, alarming how different it is than the normal Coke, because normal Coke, of course, everybody, like I just said earlier, everybody who's had a normal, flat-out, just straight Coke, once you've had it once, you know what the flavor is. Whether you've had it in a can, a bottle, out of a bucket, out of your shoe, it doesn't matter. It's the same flavor of Coke. But Coke Vanilla is, it is alarming how different it is than normal Coke, just with adding this one flavor. I don't know how much vanilla they put in here, but it says it's just vanilla flavored. That's it. They don't say, it's how many grams or whatever in here. And all of these do have caffeine. But I drink Diet Coke, which has caffeine, so I'll be fired up anyway. So yeah, I'll put Coke Vanilla above normal Coke, because that is... I can understand why people say it's their favorite flavor of Coke, because that's pretty good. It's not like I said, I put normal Coke down at a 92, and Coke Vanilla's at a 93, because it's not that much better, because it still has the essence of normal Coke is still there, but that vanilla just adds a little fire, a little pep in your step, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think we're going to go with... I'm might go with this one. I'm going to go ahead and try orange vanilla. Now, at the gas stations, I could not find a normal orange Coke. Because, of course, you have like your normal Coke, and you have your vanilla, your cherry vanilla. But then there's just excuse me. This is bad. It is starting to hit me, and I've only 2 Cokes in. So, there's no like normal orange Coke, but there's orange vanilla. So, I don't know if they sell an orange Coke. Oh, that's good. I don't know if that's an actual item that you could buy, like Coke Orange. They have, like I just said, this is orange vanilla. I looked in like 4 different gas stations, and these are the only flavors that I could find. These are like pretty much the main flavors anyway, unless they have any random flavor of Coke out there that's not one of these. I would like to know, but so yeah. So orange vanilla. I'm looking at the back right now. How many sodium was that? Okay. So orange vanilla has less sodium than normal Coke, but everything else is the same as the normal Coke. Like sodium 75 on normal Coke. This is 55, and it's the same amount of calories at 240 with 65 grams total carbs, 65 grams of sugar. No protein and no fat, of course. Which, if Coke had protein in it, good Lord, Coke sales would be outrageous if it actually somehow had protein in it. You know what I'm saying? So, orange vanilla smells good. I like orange flavored stuff too. So, Coke orange vanilla. Let's give it a try. Oh, okay. I'm getting the orange and a little bit of vanilla. Interesting. Very interesting. It is. This is weird. Like, I don't know how they do this crap. I mean, it's Coke, so they can pretty much do anything they want, pretty sure. Coke is like the Disney of drinks. Wow, that's good. Orange vanilla, you're going above normal vanilla. I'm doing it. If I can get this cap on there. Orange vanilla, wow. Like, that is a very good drink. Like, I knew all of these were probably going to be in the 90s because, I mean, it's Coke. I like Coke. If you don't like Coke, it won't go in there, but, like, everybody can just agree with me that Coke in itself is a full-on S-tier drink. And I knew all these flavor variations of it were going to be close to that anyway, because, I mean, normal Coke I put it at a 92, and Coke Vanilla's at a 93. Orange Vanilla, I'm going to give you a 95, actually. You're up there. Like, I've never given 100, but you're going to be pretty darn close at 95. 100 is saved for, like, the root beers of the world. Oh, I'm getting tore up. So, yeah, Orange Vanilla. To me, it ranks so far. Orange Vanilla's at the top, and then it's vanilla and then normal Coke. I still have 2 more to try, and we'll see where they fit in. And we're going to go ahead and try one of them right now. This is going to be with the normal Coke Cherry. Now, I don't eat cherries. I haven't had a cherry in a while, like a normal cherry, you know. I was never that big of a fan of cherry flavored stuff, like, you know, those cherry like suckers and cherry Jolly Ranchers or stuff like that. I never really was big into cherry because, like, you could always tell which one were the cherries because it was really like the dark red color. And, I mean, it's alright, but it's such a strong flavor whenever they add it to stuff. Like, I always was a strawberry or a watermelon flavor person. I really like orange flavor as well because as a kid, I just would chug. One hand, I had a root beer, and a Barks root beer, and then the other hand, I had an orange Fanta, and I would just raise them both in the air and just stone cold them above me and just let it rain down onto my face, into my mouth, and only drink like a quarter of each of them and just mix and match between root beer and orange Fanta and just giving them a big stone cold above me, smashing them together. Like, that's what I would do as a kid on a daily basis. So, like, I'm surprised I didn't have, like, a heart attack as a child. Like, kids can take some stuff, man. I mean, it's like, it's weird because, like, drinking so much soda as a child and a kid, like, it was only, like, 2 years ago. It was right before COVID hit that I swapped from root beer to Diet Coke because I started going to the gym more, and I was like, I'm not going to eat healthy. Like, I'm not saying that like, no, I'm not going to eat healthy. I wasn't saying it like that. I was saying it as in like, I'm most likely not going to go on a diet. And it was like, I was like, I'm already like, I'm not like fat or anything, like I'm not like out of shape or out of weight. Like, I was out of shape, but I wasn't overweight, if I can put it that way. That like, I was not like, I'm not a big dude. Like, I'm 5'11", and like I'm weigh like 175. So it's like, I'm not like, I don't even know. I mean, if you go on that website that tells you, it'll tell me I'm like 50 pounds overweight for my height or whatever, because they want everybody to look like a bunch of sticks walking around. But I'm not like 700-pound life or something like that. Those TV shows where it's like they have to be taken care of because they're overweight. That's not me, of course, but it's like, I'm surprised I didn't gain a lot of weight from being a kid, but I had my metabolism was ungodly as a kid, and it kind of still, my metabolism is still good. I'm 22, so it's like, I still have a decent to good metabolism, but it's like, I don't eat candy that often as I used to. I drink a crap ton of Diet Coke, though. Like, that's what I traded it out with, was like, drinking 8 root beers a day, and now swap to like 8 Diet Cokes a day. So it's like, I can put some Diet Coke away. Like, it's that and water, and then anything I drink. Like this, right? These Cokes right here, this is the first like real sugary soda that I've drank in like a month. Like, the only times I drink sugary drinks are for drink reviews, and that's it. That's it, really. So, but with all that being said, we're going to dive into the Cherry Coke. Like I said, I'm never had these before, of course, so, listen. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, so, Cherry Coke. I've seen a lot of cherry-flavored drinks floating around, of course. I have never had this, so. Oh, it is a strong smell. So, here we go with the Cherry Coke. Oh, yeah, that's cherry flavored, all right. Good Lord. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm not a fan of that. Okay. Oh, gosh. Cherry Coke. I don't want to do it to you, but you're going down to like... You're going down to an 84. That's what's... I'm feeling, because like like, no offense to anybody who likes this, but why? Because if you like cherry flavored stuff, you will love that. If you like Coke and cherry flavored stuff, you will definitely dig Cherry Coke, because it is strong. It is strong. I'm wiping all the water away, by the way. It is strong cherry flavored, and I'm not a fan of cherry. That's the only thing, is that I just don't really like it. It's going behind the normal Coke, of course, on the rankings. But Cherry Coke, you're going to have to sit at a solid 84, which is way below the others. So with the final one I have today out of the 5 that I have is Cherry Vanilla. So let's hope that this vanilla can save the cherry flavor from me. Oh, gosh, that almost hit me in the face. Oh, I think it did hit me in the eye. So Cherry Vanilla Coke. Let's see how you rank up against the others and see if you're actually better than normal Cherry Coke. So here we go. I can smell the vanilla. Okay, that is interesting. I feel like my brain's about to melt. I don't know what I'm drinking here. Cherry vanilla is better than normal cherry. But that is some weird stuff, man. Like, that is interesting. It's very confusing because it's like you drink it, you can taste both flavors, cherry and the vanilla, but you don't know what it is. Like, when it says cherry vanilla, that's correct. It's both cherry and vanilla. Like, excuse me. I didn't know what I was expecting there. Like, the vanilla is very overpowering to the cherry. But cherry vanilla is better than normal cherry. So I'm going to give cherry vanilla the ranking of an 86. That is right. It is better only by 2 numbers than the cherry. So with that, the ranking goes like this, with cherry starts at the bottom with an 84. Cherry vanilla with an 86, normal Coke with a 92, Coke vanilla with a 93, and orange vanilla Coke with a 95. And that's pretty, I mean, if you've tried all of these, you may agree with me on these, but otherwise, I think you should try them again then, if you don't agree with me like that, because it is... That's just the way it is. Like, the normal Coke, I mean, you can't go wrong with it, of course. But, like, these cherries, they need to rethink something, because the cherry flavor itself, just normal, straight cherry flavor, is, like I said, I'm not that big of a fan of cherry, but adding the vanilla helps a little bit, but you can still get the big impact of the cherry flavor. Then, of course, normal Coke, it's Coke. And then the vanilla was actually pretty good. I was surprised by it. I didn't know if I was going to like it or not. I know a lot of people like vanilla Coke, but I didn't know if I was going to be one of those people or not. But I was. It was actually pretty good. And then orange vanilla Coke came out of nowhere. And I know I like orange-flavored stuff, but it's got that, it's like a lot of vanilla with a little bit of hint of orange in there as well. And that's why orange vanilla is my favorite flavor of Coke out of these flavors. So yeah. Also, wanted to mention this real quick at the end. If any of you listen to this on Spotify, if any of you are listening to this currently with Spotify, or you have Spotify and you listen to this podcast, or any podcast really, there are a new feature that, I don't know if it's new for me anyway, but there's this new feature I've been using with Spotify that allows me to ask questions to all of you that are listening, the fans. I don't know what the Toddcast fans are called, but but all of you that are listening, that are the fans, that are the listeners of this podcast, if you are on Spotify, you can scroll down where this episode is listed and look under the episode where it's like, if you go to it and you play an episode, it'll have like the play button. It has the logo, the art, all that kind of stuff. If you scroll down a little bit, there's a little Q&A area that it's where I ask a question to all of you, and you can actually reply, and I can see those replies. So the past like 3 or 4 weeks now, there have been a question below them, and there will be a question below this episode as well. So if, like I just said, if you're listening on Spotify, please scroll down and look at that question and give me a reply if you would like to reply to it. I'm not telling all you better reply to this. Like, I'm not saying that, but I don't even know what that question is right now. Like, I haven't planned that yet. But whatever question is down there, it would really mean a lot to me if y'all answered that question. Like I just said, if you're not listening on Spotify, I don't think there is a question, a Q&A area on Apple or Google or anything like that. I don't know of that. But since Anchor is partnered or like owned by Spotify, down below this episode, you can look and there'll be a Q&A. It'll be just most likely a random question or some type of question, and you can reply to that, and I'll be able to see that. So make sure you check that out and see what the question is and reply to it. You don't have to, but it would mean a lot if you actually reply to it. And maybe in the future, I might ask a question and read off the replies here on an episode. If I'm like a polling y'all, like if it's a yes or no question, or a pick this or this, this or that, or would you rather type question to ask y'all and see what the audience votes on. That might be a segment in the future, But yeah, so if you listen on Spotify, check down below and see what the question is, and hopefully I get a lot of replies, and I'll see your reply down there below in the future. So with all of that, I think it's going to end the episode on that note. Thank all of you for listening. As always, please rate and subscribe. And if you're listening on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell to get notified when new videos are uploaded. Also on YouTube, I want you to comment either a question or go to YouTube, and even, which I know now, the question under this episode on Spotify will be about drinks. I'm going to ask you the question right now. What brand of drinks would you like for me to review different flavors of in the future? The next full drink episode is most likely going to be probably the beginning of next year, because I'm going to be getting a lot of drinks here in the future. Some of my family is going on a vacation soon, and they said that they were going to bring me a lot of drinks back that I have not reviewed yet, that are like those weird, wacky flavors, So, some point around like March or April of next year, I will be doing probably another big drink review like this, where it'll be 5 drinks or more. And so down below in the Spotify question Q&A, or if you want to go to my YouTube channel, which the link is posted down below in the description as well, you can go down below and go to YouTube and comment a question that you would like for me to answer in the future, and also comment a brand, like how I said I did Coke, and I've done Mike's Hard or Lemonade so far. So if you want me to do Fanta, or you want me to do, I don't know, like Truly or some type of Smirnoff, or you want me to review like any soda, alcohol, anything like that, that's like one brand, the same brand, but has like 20 different flavors or whatever. As long as it has like 5 or more, I'm okay with that. So comment that down below, and that'll also be in the Q&A on Spotify. And make sure you go over to Instagram and you follow the Toddcast only on Instagram at _Toddcast_. Only on Instagram, of course, for all the pictures and updates of the Toddcast. And make sure you tell your friends and your family to give this episode a listen. And thank all of you for listening to this episode. And if you want to know what's going to happen next week, well, you're just going to tune in to find out. Only on the Toddcast.